Here, I'll zip this in. We'll zoom in on Kaisa here. Got all the important information on the screen. Well, we probably don't need that sidebar that badly. Alright, let's go through the patch notes here. Callista getting her first buff in about 4 years. Let's see what they've done to her. Attack damage growth is up by 0.4. Attack speed growth is up by 0.5. And base AD is up by 5. I don't really like that a lot. That doesn't change much. Their overview is base AD growth, and attack speed growth increased. W Oathsworn 80 bonus removed. Q damage increased. And E deals less damage to epic monsters. Why would you do that? New. Weak grip. Ren now deals 50% damage to epic monsters? What the frick? Why'd you guys do that? That seems really bad. Okay, so the reason, like, why would you ever pick Callista? Callista is good at securing buffs. Her late game's pretty decent. She has good combos in some lanes, like Callista Brahm's pretty good. Callista Leona's pretty good. Like, her in a tanky CC support go together quite well, but this seems really bad. They've wiggled some damage into her Q, but her Q is still pretty bad, and it's really slow. Like, getting her Q off in the right order, you can get like a auto reset off of it, kind of, but this seems really bad. I would not have done this to E. Callista doesn't seem like she's super strong, and that is a gigantic debuff, removing 50% of her damage from buffs. So I would say that they nerfed her for really no reason. Oathsworn and her ability to rend into a bigger smite is greatly diminished. In return, she's gaining a bunch of personal power she can use in any situation. Okay. I guess so. It seems really bad. I don't like what they're doing. Ornn changes, passive, living forge. Wow, they've got a lot of things added there. Base durability increased. Ornn's item upgrade at level 13 to max. He can upgrade one ally's item per level at level 14. What do you... I guess we'll learn. Okay. At level 13, any upgradable item Ornn owns or purchases for the rest of the game is upgraded for free. At each level from 14 onwards, Ornn can upgrade one of his allies' upgradable items by getting within 600 range of them and clicking on them. Allies can only have one upgraded item. Ornn can upgrade new items. Bonuses listed below. That seems really fucking good. Dude, that you get an extra 15% attack speed on Blade of the Ruin King? Bonus 30 AP on Ludens? That's pretty cool. Okay, I like that change. They must have nerfed him pretty big to compensate for that, right? Ornn now gains 10% additional armor and magic resist from items. Okay, that's really good. Ornn and allies can no longer pay to upgrade their items. Okay, so it's all on Ornn now. Which is fine, because nobody was buying upgraded items anyway. Volcanic Rupture. Mana decreased by 10, base damage up or down by 20 at max rank. slow has been decreased by 20% at max rank. Seems okay. Not too big of a deal. What else is up? Searing Charge. Just a little longer. If a Q pillar is about to expire when Ornn casts E, it now lasts until Ornn's dash completes. That's nice. They should give that to some other characters. There are a lot of people that get cucked. And mana decreased at early ranks and up by 5 past rank 4. Whatever. First cast slow has been changed to scaling based on distance traveled. Okay. And the knock-up duration has been changed from 1.5 to everybody to 1 second on the first guy and then half a second for all the other enemies. Okay. I like those changes to Ornn. Makes him feel cool. You got like a secondary support, which is what I thought that he was kind of like from the beginning. That's cool. His CC is down a little bit. This could be a pain though, because he's immune to knock-ups and stuff when he's using this, right? Or is that the W? Ornn is now unstoppable during W. But he doesn't get a shield anymore? Self-slow. Reduced. 20% targets max health? Wow, that sounds pretty good too. Damn. Okay. I like the Ornn changes. Ornn has a lot of drawbacks as a character, so it makes sense that they give him some power here and there. I like it. Sejuani, base durability increase, passive grants fewer stats but lasts longer, Q damage increase. W rank 2 damage increase but slow falls off immediately. E damage and range and stun. More damage, range and stun decrease. Read the words. Health growth way up. Armor up. Armor growth up. Base MR way up. Yeah, this looks really good. Sejuani was always super strong. I don't know why they're giving her additional buffs on all of this resistance. That was like always the problem in my eyes, was Sejuani got... Her ult was really good always, but it wasn't really a damage thing in my opinion. It was always just like big tanky meatball comes in and slows you all. Passive Fury of the North. Frost armor lingers for a second. 20 armor and magic resist plus 25% bonus armor and magic resist. Fuck, that's really good. But it has been changed from plus 100% total armor and magic resist, so it's a little worse than before, but it's still really good. What else we got? Damage up on Arctic Assault. Normalized to 0.25 seconds. Previously could last slightly longer depending on server timing? That sounds really stupid. Alright, you gotta cast it on the right tick, and then you can stun him for 0.7 seconds. Permafrost reduced to 1 second at all ranks. Range down, that's good. Alright, Sejuani passively nerfed a little bit through this, but still looks like she'll be really good because they wiggled a bunch of more resistances into her anyway, so whatever. Ashe getting some slight changes here by changing the ability icon border now flashes when Q is castable at max stacks. Very nice. Big buff. And Hawkshot now grants assist credit if a previously unseen enemy is killed within 10 seconds of being revealed by Hawkshot. That's fucking dumb. What? What are you gonna do next? Give people assists for placing wards? That's really dumb. So you can... No, you wouldn't be able to do that. I was thinking you'd be able to E into a team fight and like get a bunch of assists. Previously unseen, I wonder how long that is. Like, can you start a team fight with Hawkshot and then go in? Like, if you're skirmishing in mid, and then you cast Hawkshot into the enemy team and light people up who have been out of vision for like 10 seconds, or not 10 seconds, for like 1 second, then do you get assists on all of them? That seems really stupid. That's a bad change. Vision has always been a weird thing for assists. Like, I don't know. That sounds like a really stupid change to me. Let's see what Jinx got. The Zap cast time has been decreased at higher ranks based on attack speed. Caps out at 250% bonus attack speed, including bonuses from Switcheroo. I have problems with Zinc W, Jinx W that I've talked about before. I think that it's a really terrible mechanic that it extends past the visual range. They talk about this in the Champion Spotlight. This is really unhealthy for the game to have things like this.
Impulsive?
It's been a while, but you'll see what I mean. They say that this is like a positive thing. Oh, look at this cool mechanic.
Range makes it more useful for wave clearing and harassing. Zap is a long-range skill shot. Jinx is immobilized while charging her shock pistol before she shoots out a blast in target direction that zaps the first enemy it hits. Zap has high damage, a significant slow, and briefly reveals the affected target, but can be difficult to hit since enemies can see the beam before the zapper fires. With good timing, Zap is a very efficient damage spell for harassing opponents in lane. When using Flame
She doesn't talk. They talk about this somewhere. I forget where. They're like, it extends far past the area that's shown, so it separates the good players from the bad players.
Opponents even when they're playing safe under their turret. By standing just to the side of the minion wave, Jinx can keep lining up opportunities for Zap to land, while using her rocket launcher to follow up for additional damage. With the repeated assault, she forces both Caitlyn and Leona out of the lane, increasing her golden experience.
Nice mechanics, dude.
When retreating from a fight, always give up.
Blah blah blah.
Jinx is especially deadly when close. This arrives late to counter, key for winning team fights. Minigun gives her surprise queen and escape.
What? Where did I click?
Favor. While Jinx has great close-up damage, she's far too fragile to try safe distance and pick up a triple kill. Beat away to land Zap for a double kill. In lifesteal quintessences, taking both choices will help Jinx reposition and survive tough fights. From the splash triple into the enemy's base advantage. Jinx is or into brush explosions.
I guess I'm wrong. Damn, I always use this as an example when I used to talk about this issue. Basically, the visual indicator is shorter than the actual skill shot's hitbox, so you know abilities like this in League where it's like, oh, well, it looks like it stops there, but it doesn't actually stop there. Like, if you are out of the visual range of a thresh hook, it shouldn't hit you. That's a that's a readability issue with the game, right? Like there's really no reason why the ability shouldn't show exactly where it's going unless you're like trying to obfuscate information for some reason. But it seems less of a skill thing. Like, oh, you got to learn how to play against Jinx because one of her abilities doesn't match up with the way that it actually works. Uh, and more of like, oh, one of the developers put this in and then we liked it in testing and never changed the animation to actually fit with the actual skill. So whatever. I'll need to find a new example then. I always use that as my thing. That's really sad. Whatever. Katarina. This is if Jace casts Acceleration Gate during Shock Blast's cast time, he'll now ignore movement commands until both abilities have been cast. So it's like a quality of life thing. Shunpo. 0.15 seconds after teleporting. Katarina now teleports immediately upon pressing E. Yuck. Yuck. Can now buffer Hextech Gunblades active to fire after Shunpo's cast time completes. Yuck. That sounds really, really, really annoying. Oh, it's actually increased though. These have just been combined into a total. I don't like that buffering thing either. Why make it even easier to fucking one-shot people on Cat? 12 per champion, large minion, and large monster. Okay. Oh, whatever. I don't care about Nasus. Boomerang Blade! Damage fall off. Hitting a champion no longer decreases Boomerang Blade's damage against subsequent targets. That's good. Vayne. Tumble's cooldown is reduced by 50% while final hour is activated. I like that. Zaya, E-root duration increased from 1 to 1.25. Whatever. Rampant growth. Buffering. If Zyra casts Rampant Growth during Deadly Spines or Grasping Roots cast time, she'll now ignore movement commands. Okay, it's another quality of life thing. We're not tuning Zyra's damage at all. It's cool. Jungle items. When preseason shipped, we pulled out the Monster Hunter gold penalty to see if other changes would naturally discourage gold funneling. Higher trade-off via turret plating, higher risk via minion and monster bounties. Funneling's made a small comeback, so we're adding a new version of Monster Hunter that more gracefully than last season checks on who had the highest CS. Hunter's Machete, Hunter's Talisman, Unenchanted Stalker's Blade, and Unenchanted Skirmishing Saber now reduce minion gold earned by 10 per minion if the owner's gold from minions is greater than half their gold from monsters. Okay. So it's still just a gold thing and not experience. Okay. Yeah, this is what Shifter tweeted about. Yeah, really cool change here to the attack speed stat. 10%. Woo! Up by 1%. That's the big changer. I like this. It's gonna help my Rise gameplay. Shield Bash is performing well for tanks thanks to its max health ratio, but we want it to be a good option for other shield users too. Okay. Turret assist. Champions within 2500 range who assist in a turret takedown now also count towards local turret gold distribution. Thought that already happened. Assist radius. Long range abilities. Pinging these abilities will now let your team know which targets are in range. What do you mean? So if you ping Nocturne, if you're playing Nocturne and you're going to gank mid, and you ping your alt, it'll say like, "Are Paranoia ready to attack Morgana or something?" Whatever. Doesn't seem a big change. Twisted Fates R2 Gate. Very cool. So it's gonna show like every person on the map. Amazing. Abilities with detailed information. Kane's passive. The Darkened Scythe. Time until other form is available if Kane's already unlocked a form. Fine. So this is just more pinging stuff. HUD stuff, bug fixes. Ooh. They're printing money with the new Pike skin, baby. Looking good. Looks pretty dope, not gonna lie. Okay, well, I would have nerfed Camille as like one of my first things that I would do. There was a tweet the other day that talked about a lot of this stuff that I retweeted. Nerfs happening to Aatrox, Galio. Like, I don't like. There are people that I think are okay. Like, I don't have huge problems with Galio because I think that he has a lot of drawbacks. Characters like Aatrox and Cassidon and Camille. Urgot's pretty annoying too. And Jax. I like that Galio shows up twice. I don't know. I guess he's just not a problem in most of my games, but whatever. I probably wouldn't buff J4 and Renekton because they're both pretty fucking strong. I definitely wouldn't buff Nico. What's Nico's win rate right now? Just under 50%. She's supposed to be hard to play though. She's supposed to be a character for people that want to master like really hard stuff. 47. Still higher than Rise. I think that we need to buff Rise a little bit. Okay, Galio is a big problem. It's dumb. I just don't seem to have a lot of really bad memories of them. Whatever. That's that tiny rebalance of Callista that I don't think is really going to do anything except for weaken her because that change to her rend on epic monsters is really fucking bad. Ornn, I like those changes. They're fun. They're a cool rebalancing. Sejuani, I think she'll still be basically where she was before, considering that they buffed all of her growth stats by a bunch. Like, you might think that these are small, but those are actually pretty big. Like, if you rebalanced some other characters and gave them like a bonus bunch of 3 armor per level, that's pretty fucking massive. Or 3 armor per level, what do I mean? 3 armor at level 1 and then 1.25 per level. That's really good. whatever. Those are the changes.